Hi, it's Donna Robertson with Fabric Cafe. Today I want to review Quick as a Wink. This is our newest pattern book that's just come out this year. And in this book you have 8 great patterns. Each one of those patterns is written for 3 different sizes. So if you've ever seen a quilt and you say, I'd really like to have it bigger or smaller, super duper, it's here. One lap quilt takes 3 1-yard cuts of fabric, or if you're buying one of our 3-yard kits, it just takes 1 kit. If you want to make it larger, then we give you the instructions for a twin and a king-queen. It's like component quilting. 1 kit will make a lap quilt, 2 will make a twin, and 4 kits will make a king-queen. It has great, easy to follow instructions for each one of the quilts as well. So let's start with seeing each one of the quilts. This one is called Soho. This one is a super easy quilt to make and has a little modern flair to it. And I'll show you how to make this one up. And I'll also talk to you about how you can replace any 3 yards of fabric with any other 3 yards of fabric to make a quilt. So we have what we call, lovingly, pieces and parts. Now, whenever you look at this particular pattern, you have a strip assembly diagram here. This is one of the things that I do a lot of. I do a lot of strip piecing. So here's the strip assembly diagram, just like it's showing here, with your fabrics 1, 2, and 3. So on the pattern, it shows you 3 different boxes. Fabric 1 is your focus fabric, fabric 2 is your lightest fabric, and fabric 3 is your darkest. So if you look over here to the strip assembly, you can see I have 2 dark strips and 1 light strip. So that would be fabric 2 and fabric 3, which is what we have here. Now out of that particular strip set, we are going to cut these strips, these pieces. Now I've trimmed off the seam allowances just so I can show you this little demo for the show. So you're cutting these off to make your units. Now if we were to go over to this section here, I'm showing you this so you can see how easy it is to just switch out your fabrics whenever you are ready to make a different quilt using these same patterns. It would be nice if I put this on here right. All right. So this is the way you put those on there. So this is a pieced item. This is your strip pieced cut. And then we have one other piece that's just a large square. So if we block that out, you can see how this quilt goes together. And it'll give you a little bit more of an idea of what this would look like if you just took the same pattern and you switched out your colors. All right, and Hannah's going to take this away, and we're going to look at those 3 fabrics that I just worked with. So you pick out your focus fabric first, then you have 2 left. You take your light fabric for number 2 and your dark fabric for number 3. This particular kit is on our website, and it's kit number 8020498, Moonlight Garden, and it's with the Soho pattern that's only available in the Quick as a Wink book. Okay, the next quilt that we want to show you, this one is called Dreamweaver, and Dreamweaver is done in vertical strips or vertical rows. So you're going to make all of these rows. And the really cool thing is that this is all the same row. So you're only making 2 different rows. And you'll be able to put this together in no time at all. So let's put that one up on the table and look at these fabrics. Okay, with this one we have 3 different fabrics. And as I explained to you, we're going to pick out our focus fabric first. And that's your fabric number 1. Then you have 2 fabrics remaining. You take your light one and put it in the number 2 position. The dark one is in the number 3 position. And this particular kit is 8020805 Dreamweaver 2. And it is from the book Quick as a Wink. Okay, the next one that we're going to be doing is Entwined. Entwined is another fun one, and this one is it looks like you've really done something complicated, but I made it really easy for you. These patterns are known for being easy to put together. Let's put that one on the table, and I'll block out that square so you can actually see what it looks like. So this particular one, if you look at this, you've got one giant block. So all of this is bordered by the black. That's one giant block in the pattern. But it's made up of 4 blocks. And so we're going to go ahead and actually block this out so that you can see what the block looks like. So we'll put that there. And we'll put this here. And that is your complete block. And you just repeat that block 4 times. You will put them together by just simply rotation. This one gets turned this one gets turned this way, this one gets turned that way. And you've got 4 identical blocks that creates this great look of entwined. Now let's look at the fabric. We are out of this fabric, but I do have another fabric to show you. So we're going to look here. You'll get the same basic look, but you have a beautiful red. It has a real subtle print, but I like to go with very subtle prints or tiny prints whenever you're doing something like this so that it doesn't distract from or detract from the design of the quilt. So I chose fabric number 3 as my focus fabric, so that's your number 1 fabric. You have 2 remaining. You put the light one in number 2, and you put the dark one in number 3. And this one is the Entwined 2. The number is 8020426. The pattern is available only in the book, Quick as a Wink. Now the next one, this one's fun. This one is made with this gorgeous fabric. I love this. And I love the little squares marching up like so on the diagonal. This one is called In a Flash. We'll put that one up here and I'll show you the fabrics on it. Now this one, again, it's got a super simple block, easy to follow, so let me show you that. So here is your blocks. Here are your blocks. And you've got one here. This is super simple block here. And then you've got this block. Again, a super simple. It's just a wide piece with side borders. It does not have a top and a bottom like sometimes you'll see where you enclose the whole block. Okay, the fabric for this one, I chose the purple as my focus fabric. Now the reason I call it the focus fabric and I talk about you picking it as your number 1 is because it's going to be the most dominant fabric in your quilt. So this particular one went into the largest block in the quilt. You have 2 remaining. You've got your light and your dark. So focus is 1, 2 is your light, 3 is your dark. And this particular quilt kit is 8020257. It's called In a Flash, and it's from the book Quick as a Wink. Now, I've shown you several kits already. We've got a couple of more to show you. But the really cool thing is that our special is if you buy any 3 quilt kits. So if you see 3 of them you like, then you can pick the Quick as a Wink book as a freebie when you buy any 3 kits. Now, this one is called Modern Charm. Modern Charm is one that we've done that has an old-fashioned block, but it has kind of a little bit more of an updated romantic look to it. So we're going to put that up here on the table, and I'll show you the fabrics for this one. And these roses are gorgeous, aren't they? Everyone that saw this quilt agreed that it was a really beautiful fabric. So this is your focus fabric number 1. This is your number 2 fabric. It's the light one. You always compare these 2 to get your light and your dark. So focus you pick first, then you compare these 2 so that you can get your number 2 and 3. And all that refers to is just letting you know where you're going to place your fabric in the quilt. So focus goes in the number 1 spot, the light in the number 2 spot, and the dark in the number 3. This one is 8020258, Modern Charm. And it is available in the Quick as a Wink book. Now the next one is called Pinwheel Party. I had a lot of fun putting this one together, and I like the little bit different look to it, having the sashed Pinwheel in this one. So let's put that one up here. It is comprised 2 different blocks, and both of which are just easy to do. So this one has a bordered smaller block. This one has a bordered pinwheel. And these are really pretty batiks. And another example of how you pick out your focus fabric. That's your number 1 fabric. And I like doing some of my quilts with the focus fabric in the border. I think that looks really nice. And the purpose of having a number 2 and 3 and comparing those two and making your light one be your number 2 fabric is because it becomes the background for a design that you want to stand out. So it really makes that number 3 pinwheel stand out nicely by putting it up against that light background. Now this one, the kit number is 8020259, Pinwheel Party, and it's only available in the Quick as a Wink book. Now this has been a tremendously popular book pattern, and it's called Rickrack, and it's really only the same basic block made in 2 different colorways, and then you stack those blocks, and it goes together like most of my patterns, pretty fast and easy. So we'll put that one up there and show you the fabrics on this one. Okay, this one I chose the blue for the focus fabric, and then you have your light and your purple, your light blue and your or teal, and your purple as your 2 and your 3. And then this is your kit number 802060. Rickrack is the name of the pattern. This one is only available in the Quick as a Wink book. Now the last one from this book is called Roman Holiday. And this one, again, 2 easy blocks. We put them together and we have a great looking quilt. And who does not like beautiful black, white, and red? They just go together. Now to see these fabrics up close, this is our focus fabric. It's the largest print. It's going to go in the largest block of the quilt. Then you've got your 2 remaining. You've got your light color and your dark color. So fabric number 2 and fabric number 3. All of these go together to make this gorgeous quilt. Now this is kit number 8020505, Roman Holiday. The pattern is only available in the book Quick as a Wink. Now you are getting to see all of these kits with this particular book. Now, as it usually happens, we will occasionally run out of fabrics and eventually run out of all of those gorgeous fabrics. But the cool thing about a 3-yard quilt is that it only takes 3 1-yard cuts. You need the focus, the light, and the dark, and you can make any one of these patterns up. They're great for stash busters, so don't become disheartened if you can't find that kit on the website. Any wonderful 3 yards will work together. So I hope you enjoyed it. Check out the book. It's only $15.99 if you want to purchase the book for your stash buster. Or if you want to get the book free, just buy 3 kits and say, I want the quilt Quick as a Wink in the comments section. So have a great day. Donna Robertson, Fabric Cafe.